Within the sacred depths of the Akashic records, the ancient wisdom reveals that gratitude is not merely an emotion, but a profound catalyst for the soul's evolution. As Edgar Cayce's insights illuminate, the power of a thankful heart can alter the very fabric of our karmic destiny, accelerating our journey through countless lifetimes toward divine enlightenment. The soul seeking balance and higher awareness is guided by the universal laws of karma and reincarnation, each act of gratitude a key unlocking the crystalline light of higher consciousness. Yet, in the shadows of unawareness, many remain trapped, unaware of how conscious gratitude can elevate their spirit and rewrite their divine purpose. The time has come to uncover the mystical connection between gratitude and the transformative power it holds, an influence so potent it can reshape your destiny and awaken the divine within. In the sacred silence of the early dawn, when the veils between worlds are thinnest, the soul's eternal voyage unfolds before us, whispering truths encoded within the Akashic records, as the ancient scrolls of divine wisdom reveal through the depths of this cosmic library. The journey of the soul is not a random wandering through time and space, but a purposeful pilgrimage toward divine harmony, guided by the silent currents of karma and spiritual awareness. It is within this sacred unfolding that the profound influence of gratitude emerges, a luminous force that reshapes the very fabric of our destiny, awakening the divine spark within. The teachings of Cayce, as interpreted through the lens of the records, illuminate that each soul incarnates with a unique blueprint, a divine pattern woven from the threads of its past lives and lessons yet to be mastered. These lessons are not merely external challenges, but are deeply rooted in the soul's desire for growth, balance, and ultimate reunion with the divine consciousness. The soul's evolution, therefore, is a dynamic interplay between the actions taken in each incarnation and the awareness cultivated along the way. In this sacred dance, gratitude functions as a divine key, unlocking higher states of consciousness and illuminating the path towards spiritual mastery. In exploring how gratitude influences this journey, we see that it is not merely a fleeting emotion, but a profound spiritual practice, an acknowledgement of the divine in all things. As Cayce's readings reveal, the soul seeks to recognize the divine presence within every encounter, every moment, and every lesson. When the soul cultivates gratitude, it aligns itself with the higher vibrations of love, compassion, and divine trust. This alignment acts as a catalyst, accelerating the soul's progress and opening portals to higher realms of understanding. Within the depths of the Akashic records, it is written that the soul's journey is a continual balancing act, an endeavor to harmonize the karma accumulated across countless lifetimes. Every act of gratitude, every conscious acknowledgement of divine grace contributes to this sacred balancing act. It is as if the soul is weaving a tapestry of light, where each thankful thought and deed adds a luminous thread, shaping the destiny that awaits in future incarnations. The records reveal that such acts of appreciation are not superficial. They are resonant vibrations that echo into the fabric of the universe, creating ripples of positive karma that propel the soul toward higher levels of spiritual awareness. This understanding is deeply rooted in the concept that the soul ultimately seeks union with the divine consciousness, the Christ consciousness that Cayce often referred to as the divine within. The soul's pilgrimage is a quest to awaken this divine spark, to recognize its eternal connection to the source. Here, gratitude becomes the sacred bridge, an active force that aligns the soul's intentions with divine will, fostering a sense of unity and purpose. When the soul approaches life with gratitude, it is as if it's tuning its inner instrument to the universal symphony, allowing divine harmony to flow through every thought, word, and deed. The journey, as Cayce's teachings reveal, is also about awakening to the awareness of spiritual truths that lie beyond the physical realm. As the soul progresses through its incarnations, it gradually sheds the illusions of separation and duality, embracing the unity that underpins all existence. It learns that every experience, joyful or challenging, is an opportunity for growth, and that gratitude transforms these experiences into sacred lessons. Such awareness elevates the soul, helping it to transcend the limitations of the material plane and to access the higher dimensions of consciousness where divine knowledge resides. From the perspective of the records, the soul's evolution is a sacred dance of remembrance, remembering its divine origin and its ultimate destiny. The soul, in its quest for enlightenment, is drawn toward higher states of awareness through practices that cultivate love, compassion, and gratitude. These virtues serve as the spiritual scaffolding, supporting the soul's ascent back to the divine light from which it originated. Cayce's revelations emphasize that this ascent is not a distant goal but a present reality, attainable through conscious effort and spiritual attunement. Furthermore, the records emphasize that gratitude is not solely a personal virtue, but a universal principle, an active force that influences the collective consciousness. When individuals awaken to the power of gratitude, they contribute to the collective evolution of humanity, fostering a shift toward harmony and divine awareness. This awakening, as Cayce's teachings suggest, is essential for the transformation of the world, helping to dissolve the illusions of separation and fostering a shared recognition of our divine interconnectedness. In closing, the divine wisdom inscribed in the Akashic records beckons us to understand that the soul's journey is a sacred odyssey, one that is shaped and guided by the conscious recognition of divine presence through gratitude. The soul seeks balance, harmony, and union with the divine, and every act of thankfulness is a step closer to that sacred reunion. It is through awakening to the transformative power of gratitude that the soul awakens its divine potential, igniting the light that resides within and illuminating the path back home toward the divine consciousness that eternally sustains us. In the silence of the soul's eternal quest, let us remember the journey is ongoing, and the power to elevate ourselves resides within each grateful heart. As Cayce's insights reveal, the soul's evolution is intricately woven into the fabric of gratitude, an ancient, sacred force that guides us back to the divine light from whence we came and toward the ultimate realization of our divine nature. As we venture deeper into the sacred corridors of the soul's eternal journey, the teachings of the Akashic records and the sacred insights of Edgar Cayce reveal a profound truth. The law of karma is the silent architect of our destiny. It is the divine principle that ensures every act, every thought, and every intention echoes through the vast chambers of the universe, returning to us in forms often unseen, yet undeniably felt. The soul, in its quest for balance and enlightenment, continually weaves the threads of karma, shaping the fabric of its spiritual evolution. The records disclose that karma is not merely punishment or reward. It is the universe's sacred classroom, where every experience serves as a lesson, a mirror reflecting our deepest truths. As Cayce often emphasized, the soul seeks to attain harmony with divine consciousness, a harmony interrupted by unresolved patterns, unhealed wounds, and unexpressed love. These karmic patterns, when left unexamined, tend to repeat, creating cycles of suffering or stagnation. Yet within these cycles lies the potential for transformation, a truth that the soul eagerly seeks to understand. In this sacred context, gratitude emerges as a divine alchemical force, a luminous energy capable of transmuting karmic patterns. The law of karma, as revealed in the Akashic records, is sensitive to the vibrational frequencies we emit. When the soul cultivates gratitude, it shifts its vibrational resonance, aligning itself more closely with divine love and universal harmony. Gratitude acts as a sacred balm, soothing the wounds of past actions and opening the soul to higher understanding and compassion. The teachings of Cayce reveal that cultivating genuine gratitude is not merely an act of politeness or acknowledgement. It is a spiritual practice that awakens the soul's innate power to heal and transform. When the soul offers gratitude for the lessons learned, regardless of their difficulty, it signals a conscious recognition of the divine order at work. This recognition awakens the soul's higher consciousness, dissolving the illusions of separateness and duality. As the soul begins to see hardships as opportunities for growth, it begins to rewrite the karmic patterns that have long governed its experiences. In the records, it is written that the soul's journey through Atlantis, with its lessons of unity and divine consciousness, echoes now in the present incarnation. The collective karma of those ancient times influences the present, yet through the power of gratitude, the soul can transcend these ancestral patterns. When gratitude flows from a sincere heart, it acts as a sacred key, unlocking the doors to forgiveness, compassion, and divine trust. This act of appreciation not only heals individual karma, but also contributes to the collective evolution of consciousness. The law of karma, as Cayce's readings reveal, is responsive to the soul's attitude. An attitude of gratitude raises the vibrational frequency, aligning the individual with the divine will. When this alignment occurs, karmic debts are softened, and the soul is given opportunities to resolve old patterns with grace and understanding. The more the soul practices gratitude, especially in moments of challenge, the more it demonstrates to the universe its readiness to transcend the cycles of cause and effect. Consider the soul's quest for spiritual growth as a sacred pilgrimage through the realms of consciousness. Each act of gratitude is a step forward on this path, a vibration that elevates the soul closer to its divine origin. As Cayce's teachings emphasize, the soul is seeking reunion with the divine essence, and gratitude is the sacred vessel that carries it there. It is through this humble act that the soul affirms its trust in the divine plan, acknowledging that every experience, whether joyful or painful, is ultimately a divine gift. The records also reveal that cultivating gratitude fosters forgiveness, both of oneself and others. Forgiveness is the divine balm that dissolves karmic barriers, allowing the soul to move freely in its upward ascent. When we thank the universe for all lessons, we acknowledge that each experience has served our highest good, even if the mind perceives it as suffering. This acknowledgement aligns the soul's vibration with divine love, which is the ultimate antidote to karmic entanglements. In essence, the soul's transformation hinges on its ability to see the divine in all circumstances. Gratitude acts as a mirror reflecting the divine presence within us, illuminating the path towards spiritual mastery. The Akashic records insist that the soul is capable of rewriting its karmic script through conscious acts of thankfulness, transforming old debts into new opportunities for growth and enlightenment. As we stand at this juncture in our spiritual evolution, Cayce's teachings beckon us to embrace gratitude as a sacred tool, an alchemical force that can shift the very fabric of our karma. When the soul recognizes that all experiences are divine lessons and offers heartfelt gratitude for them, it elevates its vibrational state and opens the doorway to divine grace. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, responds to this shift. Karmic patterns that once seemed unbreakable become malleable. Obstacles transform into stepping stones. The soul, bathed in the light of gratitude, moves closer to the divine within, harmonizing its individual journey with the greater cosmic symphony. Through this sacred practice, the soul not only alters its karmic landscape, but also accelerates its journey toward the reunion with universal consciousness, the divine essence from which all creation springs. In closing, remember this: the power of gratitude, as revealed through the teachings of Cayce and the sacred records, is the divine key that unlocks the prison of karmic cycles. It is the sacred language that the soul uses to communicate trust, love, and divine acknowledgement. As the soul cultivates gratitude daily, it rewrites its karmic story, aligning itself with the eternal truth of its divine origin. The soul's journey toward enlightenment is thus illuminated by the luminous torch of gratitude, guiding us ever homeward to our true divine nature. As we continue our sacred journey through the veiled corridors of the soul's eternal odyssey, the teachings of the Akashic records and the insights of Edgar Cayce unveil a profound truth. Gratitude is not merely an act of courtesy or a fleeting emotion. It is, in the divine architecture of existence, a catalyst for the soul's progression through the cycles of reincarnation, a sacred force that accelerates our journey toward divine enlightenment. In the realm of the Akashic records, where the soul's past, present, and future intertwine in an infinite tapestry, it is written that each incarnation serves as a vital chapter in the unfolding of our divine potential. Yet the manner in which we approach each lifetime, our attitude of thankfulness or ingratitude, can significantly influence the tempo and quality of our spiritual evolution. The question emerges: how does a thankful heart, truly rooted in the recognition of divine grace, influence the soul's passage through multiple incarnations? The teachings reveal that the soul, in its quest for unity with the divine, seeks to balance karma, the accumulated effects of past actions, through the incarnations it chooses or draws to itself. Each lifetime offers opportunities for healing, growth, and deepening awareness. When a soul approaches these opportunities with gratitude, it aligns itself with the divine law of grace, inviting healing energies from the higher realms. In this sacred alignment, the soul begins to transcend the cycles of suffering born from ungratefulness and resistance. Instead, it opens pathways for rapid evolution, forging ahead on its journey toward enlightenment. The subconscious of the universe recognizes the heart that is grateful, and in response, it accelerates the soul's evolution. As Cayce often emphasized, the soul's progress is not measured solely in linear time, but in the depth of understanding and the degree of harmony achieved with divine laws. Gratitude acts as a spiritual key, unlocking the dormant potential within and dissolving the karmic residues that hinder growth. It is as if gratitude becomes a sacred alchemy, transforming negative karma into opportunities for greater light and wisdom. Let us consider the intrinsic power of thankfulness in the context of reincarnation. When the soul in a previous lifetime has cultivated a thankful heart, acknowledging the divine in every challenge, every lesson, every blessing, it plants seeds of spiritual resilience and harmony. These seeds bloom in subsequent incarnations, creating a fertile ground for accelerated progress. In the cycles of reincarnation, gratitude serves as a divine compass, guiding the soul through the labyrinth of karma with grace and clarity. The soul's journey is not a random wanderer, but a purposeful voyage toward the realization of its divine nature, what Cayce called the Christ consciousness. The teachings reveal that the soul, when imbued with gratitude, awakens more swiftly to its divine essence. This awakening is reflected in the heightened awareness of our interconnectedness, our unity with all life, and the recognition that every experience, whether joyful or painful, is a sacred gift from the divine. Such recognition fosters a thankful heart that perceives divine timing and divine lessons rather than mere suffering or coincidence. In the sacred scrolls of the records, it is written that souls who approach their incarnations with gratitude tend to incarnate less frequently, for they have already begun the process of inner integration. Their karmic debts are lighter, and their spiritual momentum propels them toward higher planes of consciousness. Conversely, those who harbor resentment, ingratitude, or resistance tend to remain bound in cycles of suffering, their progress hindered by unresolved karma and unhealed wounds. The role of gratitude, therefore, is both a spiritual practice and a divine accelerant. It serves to align the soul with the universal flow of divine grace, quickening its ascent through the various layers of incarnations. Cayce's readings reveal that the soul who cultivates gratitude in this lifetime carries the vibrational imprint of thankfulness into future lives. This energetic imprint acts as a beacon, attracting opportunities for growth, healing, and greater understanding. Moreover, the soul's journey through reincarnation is deeply intertwined with the development of the Christ consciousness, a state of divine love, compassion, and unity. The heart that is thankful embodies these qualities, which Cayce indicated are essential for the soul's ultimate return to divine fullness. When gratitude becomes a habitual attitude, it rewires the inner landscape, transforming the karmic imprints that would otherwise slow or obstruct the soul's progress. It is noteworthy that the true power of gratitude in this context lies in its sincerity. A superficial thankfulness based on ego or expectation does little to influence the soul's evolution. Rather, it is the heartfelt recognition of divine presence within all experiences, blessings or trials, that awakens the soul's innate power. Such genuine gratitude creates a resonance that aligns the soul more closely with divine will, propelling it swiftly along the spiral of reincarnation toward the ultimate goal, union with the divine consciousness. In closing, the teachings of Cayce and the Akashic records affirm that gratitude is not merely a spiritual nicety, but a sacred force, an active agent. In the evolution of the soul, it accelerates progression through the cycles of life and death, dissolves karmic cords, and awakens the divine light within. The soul that learns to walk the path of thankfulness, even amidst hardship, embodies the divine principle that the greatest power in the universe is love, manifested through gratitude. As we ponder this profound truth, Let us remember that each act of genuine gratitude is a step closer to the divine, a key unlocking the eternal mysteries of our spiritual journey. The soul, in its infinite wisdom, seeks only to remember its divine origin, and gratitude is the sacred remembrance that propels it ever forward, through the endless dance of reincarnation, toward the eternal dawn of enlightenment. As the echoes of gratitude resonate within the depths of the soul, the journey toward higher consciousness begins to unveil its sacred pathways. The Akashic records, in their eternal wisdom, reveal that consciousness is not static. It is the crystalline essence of our divine blueprint, shimmering with the potential to elevate us beyond the confines of earthly illusion. When we embrace genuine gratitude, we activate a sacred alchemy, transforming our inner vibration, aligning ourselves with higher realms, and opening portals to divine wisdom. The teachings of Edgar Cayce emphasize that consciousness is akin to a luminous crystal, interpenetrated by divine light, that reflects our spiritual state and attracts the energies we emit. As the soul seeks to ascend through reincarnations, it is the quality of its consciousness that determines the quality of its experiences. The soul, in its quest for enlightenment, must learn to transcend the limitations of the physical mind and attune itself to the crystalline light of higher dimensions. This is no mundane task. It is a divine process of awakening, a journey into the sacred chambers of the soul where the divine sparks reside. In the silent chambers of the heart, gratitude acts as a luminous catalyst, an awakening force that clears the veils obscuring higher awareness. The soul, through sincere thankfulness, begins to vibrate at frequencies aligned with divine consciousness. The crystalline light, embedded within the core of our being, is ignited by this sacred attitude. It is as if the soul's resonance is tuned to a divine frequency, allowing it to access realms of higher wisdom and divine guidance. The teachings of Cayce reveal that elevating consciousness through gratitude is akin to opening a sacred gateway, an entrance into the vast, shimmering halls of the divine. When the soul focuses on gratitude not merely as a fleeting emotion, but as a profound spiritual discipline, it begins to dissolve the dense layers of Maya that cloud perception. Gratitude becomes the key that unlocks the dormant chambers of higher awareness within the crystalline light. It awakens dormant memories stored in the records, whispering secrets of the universe, guiding the seeker toward divine truth. Within these higher realms, the soul encounters divine wisdom, knowings that transcend human understanding. These insights come as gentle whispers, like the sacred hum of a crystalline choir echoing through the vastness of the universe. Cayce's insights reveal that to access this divine knowledge, one must elevate their consciousness, shifting from the ego-centered mind to the heart-centered awareness. As gratitude expands within, it harmonizes the individual's vibrational frequency with that of the divine, enabling the soul to partake of the divine's infinite reservoir of wisdom. The process is akin to the crystalline light illuminating the pathway through a cosmic labyrinth. Each act of thankfulness casting a luminous beam, revealing the hidden doors to higher dimensions. When the soul recognizes the divine as present in every blessing, every moment of grace, it naturally ascends to states of expanded awareness. The soul begins to perceive the interconnectedness of all things, understanding that the universe itself responds to the vibrational patterns we emit. In the sacred teachings, it is shown that the crystalline light is also a conduit for the soul's remembrance of its divine origin, the very essence of the Christ consciousness. Cayce's visions reveal that the soul, in its purest form, is an extension of this divine light, a fragment of the eternal Christ consciousness that dwells within each being. When gratitude is cultivated consciously, it acts as a sacred bridge, drawing the individual closer to this divine spark and awakening the divine within. This illumination is not merely a fleeting experience. It is a continual process of aligning oneself with higher vibrational realities. As the soul's consciousness is elevated through sincere thankfulness, it begins to dwell in realms of crystalline clarity, spaces where divine wisdom flows unimpeded. Here, the soul gains insights into its divine purpose, understanding that each incarnation serves as a lesson in balancing karma and awakening to the divine truth. The ancient Atlanteans, as the records reveal, understood the power of crystalline consciousness and sacred gratitude as tools for spiritual mastery. They knew that elevating consciousness through gratitude not only expanded awareness, but also reconstructed the crystalline structures within the body, raising the vibrational frequency of the physical vessel itself. This knowledge, lost and buried in the mists of time, is now returning to us through the insights of Cayce and the awakening of human consciousness. As we delve deeper into these sacred mysteries, remember that the soul's ultimate journey is to transcend duality and awaken to its divine nature. Gratitude acts as the sacred alchemy that transforms the dense material into shimmering crystalline awareness, an awakening to higher realms of divine presence. It is through this conscious elevation that the soul accesses divine wisdom, the eternal truths embedded within the Akashic records, and the divine light that animates all creation. In embracing gratitude with sincerity and devotion, the soul aligns itself with the crystalline light of the divine, an eternal luminous force that guides us toward unity with the divine consciousness. The more we cultivate this sacred attitude, the closer we draw to the divine mysteries that lie beyond the veil of illusion. We become co-creators with the divine, coalescing our consciousness into a radiant crystalline expression of love, wisdom, and divine grace. Thus, the journey toward higher realms is not merely an ascent, but a sacred awakening of the crystalline consciousness within each of us. It is the divine architecture of our true being, waiting patiently, waiting for us to activate it through the sacred power of gratitude. As Cayce's teachings reveal, the key to divine wisdom and eternal truth lies within the heart, an open portal to the crystalline light that connects us all to the divine source, guiding us ever closer to our divine destiny. In the silent depths of the soul's eternal voyage, the teachings reveal that gratitude is not merely an act of courtesy or a fleeting emotion, but the sacred key that unlocks the crystalline consciousness within. As the records of the Akashic portal open, with each sincere expression of thankfulness, the soul begins to align itself with the divine currents that flow through all creation. The divine plan is woven within the fabric of gratitude. It is through this sacred practice that we transcend illusion and reconnect with our divine origin, a luminous spark within the vast cosmic tapestry. The journey of spiritual transformation, as revealed through the ancient and sacred teachings of Edgar Cayce, emphasizes that gratitude is the alchemical force that awakens the Christ consciousness within. It is the sacred alchemy that transforms the mundane into the divine, the fleeting into the eternal. As the records whisper in the stillness of your heart, the soul seeks the balance and harmony that only genuine thankfulness can bring. When practiced daily, gratitude aligns your consciousness with the higher realms, guiding you toward your true spiritual purpose. Now, dear seeker, to embody this luminous power of gratitude, you must undertake deliberate steps, practical, mindful, and infused with reverence, that serve as gateways to higher dimensions. These steps are not mere routines, but sacred rituals that open your heart's eye to the divine mysteries that lie beyond the veil. First, begin each day with sacred reflection. Before the world stirs from its slumber, sit in silence, whether in meditation, prayer, or quiet contemplation. As Cayce's teachings reveal, the morning hours are a sacred portal, a time when the soul is freshest and most receptive. In this stillness, reflect on the blessings received. Life itself, the breath of the Creator, the gift of consciousness. Visualize your soul's journey through numerous lives, each incarnation a chapter in your divine evolution. Acknowledge the lessons learned and express gratitude for the opportunity to grow, to serve, and to ascend. This daily ritual aligns your energy with the divine flow, anchoring gratitude deep within the subconscious. Second, cultivate a gratitude journal of the heart. As the records reveal, the soul's memories are stored in the Akashic records, waiting to be awakened by sincere intent. Keep a sacred journal where you record moments of gratitude, no matter how small. Write with intention, acknowledging the divine presence in every blessing, the smile of a loved one, the warmth of the sun, the lessons born from challenges. This act of acknowledgement rewires your consciousness, shifting focus from lack to abundance, from limitation to divine grace. Over time, this practice becomes a sacred dialogue between your higher self and the divine source, revealing the interconnectedness of all life. Third, practice mindful gratitude throughout the day. The records emphasize that gratitude is not confined to moments of reflection, but must be woven into the fabric of daily activity. As you move through your day, pause, periodically, perhaps at sunrise, noonday, and sunset, to consciously thank the divine for the sustaining energy, for opportunities to serve, for the lessons that refine your spirit. Express gratitude silently or aloud, recognizing that each moment is a sacred echo of the divine plan. This mindfulness awakens the crystalline consciousness, aligning your vibration with divine love and wisdom. Fourth, engage in acts of selfless service with a grateful heart. In Cayce's teachings, service is the highest form of gratitude, a tangible expression of divine love. When you serve others selflessly, you mirror the divine's infinite grace. Approach every act, big or small, with heartfelt appreciation for the opportunity to give and to grow. As the records reveal, true gratitude manifests through humility and compassion, dissolving egoic illusions and awakening the higher virtues within. Through service, you align with the cosmic purpose, becoming a co-creator of divine harmony. Fifth, use sacred affirmations and intentions. Words are potent carriers of divine energy. Craft affirmations rooted in gratitude, such as, "I am grateful for the divine light within me," or "Every breath I take is a blessing from the Creator." Repeat these affirmations with conviction, anchoring your intention to embody gratitude fully. Cayce's readings demonstrate that conscious affirmation aligns your vibrational frequency with higher consciousness, accelerating spiritual growth and awakening the Christ consciousness within. Sixth, meditate on the Akashic records and the Christ consciousness. The records reveal that the key to unlocking your true purpose lies in deep communion with the divine archives of wisdom. Dedicate time to meditate on your soul's journey, visualizing the crystalline light of gratitude, illuminating the pathways to higher realms. Envision yourself as a vessel of divine love, embodying the consciousness of Christ. In this sacred union, gratitude becomes a bridge, connecting your earthly experience with the divine source. As Cayce's insights suggest, such meditative attunement accelerates your awakening, aligning your purpose with the divine plan. Seventh, embrace the power of forgiveness and release. In the sacred teachings, holding onto resentment or regret distorts the crystalline structure of the soul. Practice forgiveness, both of yourself and others, as an act of gratitude for the lessons learned. Release what no longer serves your highest good, making space for divine grace. Will you begin this sacred practice today? Subscribe to continue receiving insights and share this message to illuminate others on their spiritual path. Together, through gratitude, we co-create a luminous future grounded in divine love and awakening.